The concept of improving lives runs through the center of everything I do. And then I realized that the way to improve lives is to continually improve yourself.
Life has dreamed a dream for you. And your goal, your number one job is to figure out what that dream is. And align yourself with the dream. Because the dream cannot come to you unless you're willing to meet it energetically in the same place.
I honestly believe that if you're focused and passionate and driven, you can achieve anything you want to achieve in life.
So if your energy is off, being in flow, if you are not in flow with God's dream for you, with life's dream for you, if you are out of order, if you are out of sync, it cannot come to you. It will not come. Because the whole purpose of your life is to line yourself up with the purpose. And so if you are operating in fear, if you are operating in jealousy, jealousy will kill you.
You've got to be willing to stay focused, to be creative, to be relentless, because things are going to happen to you when you're working on your dream.
You've got to focus on you. And as you convince you, as you sell yourself every day, you will begin to see a difference in the things that you're doing. Selling yourself on your ability to perform a job, to achieve a certain objective. Telling yourself every day, here I go again, and I got what it takes. This is my day, and nothing out here is going to stop me.
You're trying to get to that next level. You have a goal, you have a plan, you have a dream. You have to go through the process. You have to trust the process. Win some, lose some. The only way you lose is if you fail to learn. So it's all about growth. Just like a plant, gotta water that seed, and that plant is gonna bloom and gonna blossom. Same thing every day in life. For us to win, we gotta grow.
When you are synced up with life, life just gives to you. It opens doors, it creates experiences, it allows you to meet people, things show up you never thought were gonna show up, and you are doing what is the purpose of your soul being here.
Commitment plays heavily in everything. If you've made a commitment, when you hit the rough spots, not if, when you hit the rough spots, your immediate thought is, how can I solve the problem? If you've not made the commitment when you hit the rough spot, whether it's in marriage or education or career or whatever, your first thought is, man, how can I get out of this deal? And so that commitment plays a huge role. And is, you know, some people are about as committed as a kamikaze pilot on his 39th mission. I mean, they don't really take it that seriously.
Most people who start a business very often will start 2 and 3, 4 and more. And the reason they do it is because the first one isn't succeeding, or they no longer have
lack
juice
patience.
for it. Exactly right. And so what happens to that person is they're never going to be successful in most cases, unless they get lucky. You can get lucky, you can bounce across something that's easier to do. But most people are always looking for that next level. What my view is it's great to test all these things, but you got to find what is your flagship. What is it that you're going to commit your soul to? Because if you don't do that, the inevitable challenges are going to come up, and you're going to then move on to something else
100%.
that's more enjoyable. And so the other thing I look at is business is about constantly not only adding such massive value, doing more for others than anybody else, but it's also simultaneously about your own psychology. It's your ability to go through thresholds of control. It's like, I can remember when I didn't have $50,000 to keep the doors open on my company. I had 12 employees, and 11 wanted to quit because they hated the person running the show. And $50,000 would be like $500 million to me today. And I figured out how to get through that threshold. And once I did, like, all the problems related to that were handled. I know you've done this as well. And then I had a $5 million lawsuit that was totally unfair and unjust. And I finally had just the amount of time, energy, and money I had to bite the bullet and do it. $5 million was more than I could remember. Then I had a partner who took a company that was losing $1 million a day and turned it to 1.5 billion in positive EBITDA. I'm not mentioning names, Amway. And he wanted me to join him in business with some other partners, not doing the multi-level side. Did the business, put in 10 million bucks. We all put in 10 million, it was 40 million in debt. But I signed joint and several, which I didn't understand in those days what that meant. And 2 of my partners were supposedly billionaires, and they went broke. We bought some more companies. I ended up with $120 million in debt that I was on the hook for. No one else had any money. and I'm getting up to do a seminar wanting to throw up, there's a new threshold of control. So you know when you ski or you snowboard and you think you're just new at it and you think you're going down a blue or green and it turns out to be a double black and you're like,
Yeah.
right? And so you have two choices. One is you start to go down and you freak out and you're gonna die, you slam on the ground and try to hang on for dear life, or the other is, baby, you focus on where you wanna go and you find a way to curve, you find a way to cut. And once you do it a couple of times,
you get used to it.
You have no more fear of that element. Now my biggest one out of that led me to $1 billion. I have 31 companies now, to give you an idea, 7 different industries as diverse as like, stem cells to virtual reality. We have the exclusive for the NDA now in virtual reality, give an example. I got 1,200 employees. We're on 3 continents and we got $5 billion in sales. But I did that because I first stayed on one frickin' thing.
Exactly
I got so masterful at it.
Your real work is to figure out where your power base is and to work on the alignment of your personality, your gifts that you have to give, with the real reason why you're here.
And the worst people that you know are the people that don't have a good self-judge, that everything they do is awesome. Those motherfuckers never grow anywhere. Right. I mean, that's a huge issue with comedy. When you run into people that have terrible comedy sets but think they did great. Like Greg Fitzsimmons and I would always talk about that with like open micers. Like there's people that hear phantom laughs, like they think they're doing great and they have this delusional self-opinion where everything they do is awesome. They don't know why they're not successful already. They don't know why they're not famous. And those people, I believe, I mean, in some sort of a weird narcissistic way, you could look at it this way, that those people are there to teach you. This is the consequences of not feeling that awful feeling when you fail. I was talking to Burr a couple weeks ago. He did a set at the Comedy Store, and I saw part of it. It was he was killing. And then I ran into him in the hallway, and I go, "Oh man, main room show was great, right?" And he goes, "Yeah, I f***ed up at the end though. I tried to hang in there too long, and the last bit bombed." Like he was just, it was rotten at him that the last bit. Like he goes, "I f***ing hung in there too long. I should have got off of the bit before that." You know, but when I was in there, he was f***ing killing. But that wasn't in his mind. The success was not in his mind. What was like, okay, whatever that happened at the end, don't do that again. Right. But that's why he's Bill Burr. That's why he's really good.
Just this, I have an insane belief in my own ability to manifest things. Insane belief, that I think it's ultimately complete sanity, but I believe we're creators, and I believe we create with every thought and every word every moment is pregnant with the next moment of your life.